And so I'm going to suggest to you today that there is a type of relative comparison that is very important when it comes to the area of charitable giving, and I want to share with you some results that suggest that. So a fundamental concept here that I think is worth exploring is the idea of mental framing of gifts of wealth versus gifts of disposable income. Okay? So you have to understand that household wealth is not held in cash. Okay? Depending upon which Census Bureau estimate you want to use, you're looking at 3%, maybe 7% of total wealth is held in cash, checking accounts, that sort of thing. The fundamental idea is that if you are asking for a checkbook philanthropy, a gift of cash, the natural comparison point for that gift is my other gifts, elective expenditures from disposable income, my other small sort of weekly, daily things that I contribute to. But if you ask for a gift of assets, a gift of stocks, a gift of real estate, your natural comparison point is very different. The natural comparison point is one's total wealth holdings, or at least wealth holdings in that category, which can make a gift that seemed like a massive gift when compared with disposable income and your regular monthly or weekly expenditures seem like a relatively reasonable and small gift when you're thinking about it as compared to total assets. So again, since this is an academic presentation, I have to take the pictures out and just give you black and white on text, and otherwise you'll think I'm not serious. So this is essentially the same concept I just said. The closest experiment to this, and I know it's not a charitable giving experiment, but I think it'll give you a bit of a sense of this, was a fun one where they had people coming into the grocery store, and if they agreed to be part of the experiment, then they were randomly assigned to answer one of two sets of questions. One set of questions was to answer questions about what was in their billfold or their purse, and so questions like, do you have any cash? Do you have any credit cards? Or they were assigned to answer questions about their wealth holdings, in particular questions like, do you own any stocks? Do you have a retirement account? Now, the consequence of that was that those that were randomly assigned to be reminded of their wealth in their subsequent grocery shopping experience, they spent 36% more in that shopping experience than those who were reminded about their cash or credit cards. So this is a hint towards this idea that it's the relative size or the point of reference or the anchoring makes a difference on expenditures in general. There's also the idea of labeling assets as being donation relevant. In other words, it's possible for a person to react to the concept of giving from assets by saying, I'd never thought of that before. Think of it this way. The first time that you take some used household furniture, clothing, equipment, and you donate it to a charity shop, after you've had that experience, does it change what you think about the next time you're getting ready to move? It's the idea that once you've had the experience of giving out of a particular kind of asset, that then comes to mind as a donation relevant category for future decisions. And there has been some research that suggests in a slightly different direction that expanding the total number of budget categories for which a charitable donation is relevant can expand donations. So we're not talking about budget categories here, we're talking about asset or wealth categories, but it's the same idea that once you shift that mindset for people to start thinking about giving out of wealth, giving out of certain asset categories, that assets are relevant for charitable donations, that can dramatically change the kind of gifts that are made.